Welcome back to State of Decay 2 and the Salt of the Earth. I'm still not feeling quite up to getting back into the lethal zone again, especially because there's a black heart curveball in my lethal game, and I'm just not in the mood. Today is our company holiday party, and so while people are setting up the party, I'm in here playing video games. So what I think I'll do today is finally tackle this one bounty that I've been delaying for a really long time, which is killing plague hearts in close combat. So I've got Merci here, who is my long-standing character. I've had her for basically the entire run of the game since 2018. She is a close combat specialist, and so hopefully she'll do really well at this. I'm a little scared because multiple times I've nearly gotten this character killed, but she's managed to survive for the past 5.5 years. Let's see if that continues. So yeah, the situation is we're heading over here to take out this plague heart because it's in this zone. There's exploding gunk zombies here who drop alcohol. And I thought that might be kind of a fun curveball. Shiny Pants in my chat points out that the alcohol can actually be sold for a lot of influence, which would be great, except I've also got a Vicious Rumors curveball, which is sapping all of my influence earnings. So I'll not want to sell it yet, not until that's over. And then if I can bring home some materials, that'll put an end to the missing a few bolts curveball. So that's a lot of stuff. I am realizing my anxiety about getting Merci killed is actually peaking a little bit. So I'm going to see if we've got other stuff to help keep her alive. I'm thinking I should definitely bring some cure. Oh, what? Wait, okay. How paranoid am I? Should I bring scent block? I guess I'll bring some scent block. Okay, this is going to be way cheesier than it was going to be, but I don't know. I love this character so much. I can't risk her death. Oh, wait. Coalición has another idea, though. Coalición is saying that what I should use instead is smoke grenades. So maybe we'll go a little less cheesy, because yeah, it probably wouldn't even be interesting to watch if I was using scent block. So we'll go with Coalición's suggestion. And so what I think I'll do is, that's Willie Pete's. I assume I have smoke grenades. I mean, these guys should have everything. That's Bloater Cloud. Flashbang. Oh, here they are, smoke grenades. Okay, so I'll bring some smoke grenades. And my plan is, well, while I'm just running in to drop C4 on the Plague Heart, I'm not going to use the smoke grenade. I'm going to use the smoke grenade specifically when I run in to use close combat on the thing. So I'm not wasting them during a time when all I'm going to do is hit and run anyway. Oh, look, a Juggernaut. We will worry about him later. By the way, as always, let me know if my audio balance is wrong at all. I'm driving an incredibly loud car, so got to be careful about that sort of thing. My favorite thing about Meager Valley is you can just drive cross-country and nothing ever goes wrong. Okay, Coalición confirms the audio's fine, so I will trust his judgment. If you don't like the audio, go to YouTube channel La Coalición and leave a comment. Oh. And make sure you Google Translate it really badly into Spanish. Okay. Getting close. Now, I think there's a strong chance that when we fight this heart, we're going to wake a second heart, because we've got some hearts that are kind of clustered close together here. You can see all of the zombies in this area have got gunk face. They've got purple crap on their eyes, which means they got gunk in their tummies. Oops, crap. Oh, wait, what? Stop it. Sorry, I was getting a little distracted. Okay, so let's see if this works. I kind of want to get as many zombies near that C4 as possible when I set it off. Oh, whoa! A biter. Okay, come here. Hey, all of you, come here. Yes, all of you, come here. I want you to run past this. Okay, they keep getting me from behind. That's weird. Okay, and that wasn't even very effective. Okay, okay. I need to rethink my whole strategy and assumptions. Sure are a lot of yous. Okay, so... Whoa, and now there's a freaking feral. Of course there is. Okay, so we've learned something, and what we've learned is in the dread zone, 2 C4s are enough to take a heart out. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Oh, I'm still covered. Wait, that's not what I even meant to do. Okay, so how bad have I gotten at my game right now? That I'm losing that much health over just absolute nonsense. All right, all right. All right, clearing out enough guys around my car that I can go somewhere else. Okay, I didn't wake... Oh, I did. I did wake another heart. Well, we know where we're going next. All right. Interesting. So, La Coalición is saying that in Spanish, there is... we have this one mission in English. It's called A Freaky Feeling, which involves a freak, a feral, being someplace. And so it's meant to just sort of be... It's barely a pun. I don't even know what to call it. It's just, you know, kind of a play on words, because ferals are called freaks. And somebody might have a freaky feeling. This is that in Spanish, they didn't actually align the name of the mission with what we call the freak zombies. It's just called A Strange Feeling. So it actually just sounds a little bit... He says it sounds a little bit like someone's in love with a feral, which is not correct. Okay, so I'm going to try to use a smoke grenade now. And okay, so that took it down. Now it's at the final health tier. Let's wait for the gas to clear. Unfortunately, hopefully that doesn't mean my smoke is also going to clear. Am I getting grabbed? Oh no, I'm just still getting gassed. How long does that freaking gas last? Okay, well, the smoke is still going, so hopefully... Yeah, the zombies aren't attacking me. Okay, you know what? La Coalición, you are correct. As nice as Scent Block is, that was actually really effective at doing exactly what I needed it to do. We'll definitely have to come back and get this loot later. Okay, so we got 1 out of the 2 plague hearts that we need. Okay, let's drop some things so that I can gas up this car. Hey there, Sinister Punk. Thanks for joining the chat. I am glad you made it to one of these live things, too. While we're at it, might as well repair this sucker. Uh-oh. What was that? Oh, wait, Wait, a bloater just saw me from over there and he just, like, got a little too excited? I mean, that happens to every guy. All right, so we need to get one more. I guess we'll go after this one? So, same strategy. We'll go in, we'll drop 1 C4 on it. And then we will use a smoke grenade to hide while we take it down the rest of the way in close combat. And this time, I'll do a little bit of extra damage with my gun first. Thinking that maybe we've just skipped. I just heard a feral. Maybe we've just skipped down 2 levels of health. Oh, wait. Where is this? I keep hearing what sounds like a feral. There he is. Without seeing him. Okay, I got a bunch of zombies on me, but they're not like in a big enough crowd for me to take them out with fire. Let me run around a little bit. See if I can gather them up. Like, it sometimes, like, this game almost feels like it's a sheep game. Oh, come on, come on. Okay, I just needed to thin them out a little bit because it just feels like having a lot of zombies around is going to be bad for me kind of no matter what. All right. Still a lot of them in there. And I also just don't know what the rules are for the smoke grenade. Like, if they can already see me when I go into the smoke. Oh, come on! Does that mean that they keep seeing me? Whoa! It only had 1 left. Just 1 hit. That was crazy. Okay, we've got some ammo here, and I guess I'll grab this gun because I got the space. Peroxicus is asking me which community this is. Is this the Dread community or the Lethal community? This is my Dread community. There's no way that would have gone nearly as well as it just did if this had been my Lethal community. I haven't got a lot of sleep this week, and so I'm just feeling, I'm too tired to try to survive Lethal. I'm gonna cheese it a little bit. So, okay. Now, how are we doing? You know what? This community, I have not been building up their outposts at all. So, what kind of outpost do we want? I guess it wouldn't hurt to have another fuel outpost. I mean, I think I've already got one, but another one would be fine. And it seems like maybe I should, you know, set things up so that I can... I mean, I've been leaving a lot of Plague Heart corpses around without clearing them out, so maybe I should spend some time doing that. Yeah, so Merchi gets to use the fast assassinations because she's a close combat expert. We'll claim this outpost. And now that we've got it, we can empty some of our inventory in here. So we'll use that, and that. Sure, this, and this. And that, and that, and that for now. All right. And then let's... So the back of our car, I should basically devote the back of our car to more rucksacks. So let's repair the Impaler again. Just, you know, might as well put that toolkit to work in there. And then... let's go back to the Plague Heart and pick up what we missed. So, the Coalición says I should make a food outpost next to the bounty broker for fast bounties. Why is that? Why a food outpost specifically? Why would that give us fast bounties? I think I'm missing something. I'm being silly. I'm just attracting so many zombies by doing this. But Merchi's a pro. She can deal with these guys. Oh, what? I guess she can deal with them. Maybe not. All right. Well, she's not in the greatest shape right now. Maybe I should heal her up a little bit. Got this whole place that I could search, but all I care about is making the Plague Heart corpse leave the map. That's all that matters. Alright, so we'll drop a couple things in here. I realize I could change her backpack up, but she's got this jet black backpack that I don't want to lose track of. So, even though it's a little small, it's her style, and she's going to keep it. The Coalición is telling me I should kick a zombie in the butt with Merci. I keep forgetting. You've told me to do that before with a character who's a close combat expert, and I've forgotten why you do that. Either way, though, I should definitely go back, if for no other reason than to grab a first aid kit for Merci, because she's actually kind of in trouble. I've learned from sad experience that even though I've moved 2 levels past the Dread Zone in my usual play, this place can still kill you, and I really care about Merci, so let's grab one of these. There we go. She's in much better shape now. And we'll drop this stuff off. Hey, a Juggernaut. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to deal with this guy eventually, right? But check it out. Look, that car. Usually, don't you have to make that car? Pretty rare to find those in the wild. Oh, one over each shoulder. That's really effective against zombies. Okay. I think we're learning how ineffective some guns can be against a Juggernaut. Oh, get off. Yeah, and if you can definitely get... I'm trapped. You can definitely time that stuff too late. Or sorry, too early. Like, one of my biggest problems with Juggernauts is that I'll usually time them. I'll time my dodge of them just a little bit too early, and then they'll hit me after the fact. Now, what about this? Can I cheese the Juggernaut this way? Oh, what? Hey! Okay, no, apparently not. Holy cow. Okay. Merchi's in trouble. Let's see. How quickly can I grab some of this and some of that? Ah! Okay. Actually, I should probably try to grab some ammo, too, while I'm here. Can I get some ammo? Why am I just blind to shotgun shells? For some reason, I cannot see shotgun shells when I need shotgun shells. I think you all have seen me do this multiple times. I'll go into my supply locker looking for shotgun shells specifically, and I will just not be able to find them. And they're right there. They're not anywhere weird. They're even really distinctive in their look. I don't know why I'm so bad at recognizing them. Oh, I thought I had staggered him enough that he would be going down soon. There we go. No, not that one. This one. There we go. All right, that was a lot of resources to devote to one zombie. All right. Coalición was kicking them in the nads enough. Ha! And I managed to do that whole thing without needing a plague cure. All right. Well, that fills up all of my capacity for rucksacks, at least in the car. I hear a zombie. Oh, hi. Nope. Am I missing anything else from here? Guess not. Okay, so I've still got these other plague hearts. I'm not even going to be able to get everything because I've already filled up the trunk of my car. This was mostly an attack run, not a scavenging run, so I didn't really bring a car with capacity. So, Peroxka says, if you can jump on a juggernaut to take it down, you should also be able to jump on... Why can't I talk today? You should also be able to jump on it and ride it like a horse when your car runs out of gas. That actually would be really funny if you could, like... There are games where you can jump on an enemy as part of taking it down, but while you've jumped on it, you can also, like, limitedly steer it. That would be really funny if you could have, like, a grapple move on the Juggernaut where you grapple onto it and ride it around. And basically, as long as you have stamina, it can't get you off. But eventually you run out of stamina and you fall. But you could ride it around, like, if you've got a lot of stamina, or maybe we could make it use the same perks as sprinting or something like that, so that if you've got, like, the ability to infinitely sprint, you can also just stay on the Juggernaut indefinitely and ride it like it's your little steed. I'm searching this just so that I can get the plague sample. Okay, oh, that's right. I already got... Okay, wait, is there something I want to drop or something? Let's see. I mean, I don't really need... The white flecked camo backpack feels like it's the most common backpack in the game. I'll just use this first aid kit, because whatever. And grab these last two things to make the plague heart go away. La Coalición asks if I've had dreams of State of Decay 3 in my sleep. No, I think when I have anxiety dreams... they tend to be about other times in my life that have nothing to do with my current reality. So I'll have dreams about, like, oh, whoops, you're still in college, actually, and you haven't been studying for your finals. Like, that kind of stupid nonsense. That's what my brain does. I don't actually have a lot of anxiety dreams about my actual real job. I'm just trying to think if there's another place I'd like to make an outpost. I mean, I guess, yeah, you know what? A food outpost probably would make sense. I mean, this team has gathered so much crap over time they can go a long time without any kind of real income, but I shouldn't rely on that. I should still be trying to build a good community. Nice self-sustaining one. Let's even upgrade this guy. Actually, I could probably upgrade the other ones too. Uh-oh. Oh, right. I haven't emptied my stuff yet. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. I'm sure nothing's going to attack me right now. Oh, you thought you had the drop on me, zombie. But you didn't. So Cedric Wonkerson wants to know, why does your studio look so different? Okay, so there's actually 3 different backgrounds. You've probably, well, so if you've been watching me for a long time, there's probably 3 different backgrounds that you've seen. The first one was sort of this dark gray, ill-lit room that was basically, it used to be the audio room, and then eventually it was sort of our demo room in sort of the older version of the Undead Labs office. That's where I first started doing the official State of Decay streams, and that's when I first started doing my own streams too. I would just take the same equipment and, you know, I would practice and I would try new things on my own channel rather than, you know, potentially embarrassing the company by doing it on the company's channel. And so my first streams were from that sort of dark gray room. And then I started streaming from home. Actually, you probably saw a couple of different backgrounds there, because for a while I was doing it in my original office at my house. Sometimes with like a sort of screen, sort of a trifold screen behind me to sort of like not be showing you my entire house. I looked like that for a little while, and then a few years ago, during the pandemic, we actually built me like a tiny home office with like green walls and stuff. And so most of my live streams are in that office. Ooh, oh, some of that alcohol on the ground, that was dropped by zombies because of a curveball. I hadn't actually been paying attention to the fact that they were dropping it. That was some terrible vodka, jugs of ethanol. They've just got all of the alcohol drops. That's pretty funny, actually. Oh, okay, well, here is an ammo rucksack, which means I've got literally nowhere to put this ammo rucksack. Okay, great. Well, I guess I'll drive home, drop off the rucksacks, and come back. Yeah, I can't carry any of that stuff either. So yeah, so that's the sort of the progression that I did at home. But then, you know, during the pandemic, since we were all working from home anyway, it was a perfect time to renovate our office. And so we actually renovated and expanded the Undead Labs office. And so rather than just sort of stealing a little back corner of the audio room to do our live streams, we actually, Philip, our studio head, decided to devote an entire room in the new layout of the office just for the live streams. And so now we've got our streaming studio in here. And so we've got, you know, we've started putting together new equipment, new everything. Right now it's still a little bit ramshackle. And oh my gosh, really? No, I can't. All right, fine. It's still a little bit ramshackle in here. We're slowly building out like the furniture that we want, sort of the decor. Once we've got all the decor in place, right now we're just using these fluorescent lights above me, which are not the best. We will, you know, be getting like a professional kind of theatrical lighting setup in here. We'll probably at some point swap out some of these microphones. This microphone is great. The other one is a really old one we're just sort of repurposing. So when people are on the couch, it can be a little echoey in here, and I'm thinking that we need some sound baffling in here. Like this mic just by itself picking me up, it's very close range, and so it's fine. When we turn on the other mic, my voice echoes across the room, and it doesn't sound as good. And so I think sound baffling in here would help a lot. Maybe a little bit more of a directional mic would help a lot with that. So we'll have to, we'll have to keep making improvements in here. But we're hoping, basically, by the time we release State of Decay 3, we should have a really professional streaming setup in here. And hopefully those live streams will actually look pretty good. So yeah, so that's why it looks different in here. It's because this is in our relatively new streaming space. That was a way longer explanation than you wanted. I actually could have said that much more quickly, but whatever. Okay, so... Okay, no, I did not actually... I was going to try to drop off all those rucksacks really quickly, but because all of my storages are really full, I can't, because I have to go through the they killed him early. So I have to go through that stupid warning about the storages being full. So, I mean, suffice it to say, the way that we handled storage in State of Decay 2 is one of my least favorite things about the game. And so, putting a lot of thought into how this could be done better in the future. I'm not going to make any specific suggestions about what we're doing, because... the ideas we're having now might not work, and I don't want to, make promises that I can't deliver on, but very aware of how annoying that is, and I would like to make it significantly less annoying. Okay, so might as well grab some more 44. Wait, why did I grab 2 piles? I don't know. I guess I could put one of them back? All right, so let's head out again. Only this time, I mean, I'm not going to be attracting a million ferals this time around, so I probably don't need to bring a car as... Well, wait. Oh, you butt. You absolute butt. Yeah? You got something to say? Another one? And a feral? Okay, I guess we're cleaning house around here. So Sinister Plank says, I have to say, since I haven't caught a stream on Twitch before, the State of Decay 2 is probably my absolute favorite game in the zombie genre. It's absolutely, without doubt, the game I have the most hours invested in out of any game in any similar style. I say similar style loosely because there's no other game that's like State of Decay. You accomplish an impossible task, creating a wholly unique gameplay experience. Whenever people ask me what State of Decay 2 is, the only thing I can say is it's like State of Decay 2. That's like the highest praise you can give. I mean, it's so valuable, but also so difficult to come up with something that actually does feel truly original. The fact that you feel that way about our game really is the highest praise. I can't take credit for most of this uniqueness because, State of Decay 1 already existed when I joined the team. It had just come out a couple of weeks earlier when I joined the team. So I am not responsible for the overall shape of the game, though I definitely am proud of the contributions that I made to State of Decay 2. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm really glad you like our work. There's a lot of really good people here who are responsible for all kinds of good decisions. So I'm trying not to make a lot of noise. Whoa, what? What was that? Well, at least these aren't plague zombies, because the plague heart is destroyed. All right, we'll take these back to the wizard van. Oh, I should point out that I'm using the wizard van, by the way. Our fanciest van. Okay, I guess we'll lead the Juggernaut away from the van. Medici's kind of tired. Okay, how away from the van did I successfully lead him? Oh, away enough. All right, so I partially cleared out that plague heart. Let's go somewhere else, where there's not a Juggernaut who's already aware of me. So Sinister Plank says, State of Decay 2 solved almost everything I didn't like about State of Decay 1. Okay, that makes me feel particularly good because I joined for, you know, the expansions and the sequel. So thank you for saying that, Sinister Plank. Of course, there's a lot of people who have a lot of different perspectives on that. I'm not going to treat Sinister Plank's perspective like it's the only one, or, you know. There are a lot of people for whom State of Decay 1 was the high point of the franchise, and where we've never been able to sort of achieve the heights that that they experienced there, and that's totally valid. Like, I mean, everybody gets to have their own perspective on what works for them and what doesn't. And when you're making a game, like, you know, there is no objective best way to make a game, right? There isn't a best game in the world. There's just games that are better and worse at pleasing different people. You know, and so when a game is really popular and successful, it's usually because the number of people that it manages to please is very large. But there's still no objective measure of what makes a game the best game relative to another. So I'm really glad that there are people like Sinister Plank out there who really love State of Decay 2 in particular, and feel like that really worked for them. That makes me really happy because of my close involvement with State of Decay 2. But if you're out there and you actually are more a fan of State of Decay 1, that is totally fine. I'm not pretending that Sinister Plank has like somehow found an objective truth about the game. I'm just glad that he liked the work that, you know, that me and the whole team that I was with did on State of Decay 2. Sinister Plank says number of people it pleases is not really the best metric either. That is true. You know, that's a good metric for success. For like you've definitely done something right if a lot of people like your work. But making a lot of people like your work is not always the goal. You know, a lot of the time what you're trying to do isn't make the most popular game in the world. A lot of time what you're trying to do is make a game that serves an audience that's usually underserved. You know, sometimes there's a lot of games out there, especially indie games, whose main purpose isn't to please the most people they can. It's to find people who aren't fully happy with all of the games they've got, or who have a desire or a fantasy, an experience they want to have that they've never had before, that they really want, that no other game has given them yet, and to give them an experience. And that might be, you know, 100 people. It might be 10,000 people or 100,000 people. It might not be millions, though, like a lot of the bigger games need to get in order to succeed. It could be a fairly small number of people, but you're successful if you make something for them that makes them happy, that they're, you know, and they're glad it exists. You know, that is a measure of success. So yeah, Sinister Plank, you're absolutely right about that. What was that noise I just heard? What was that? That's weird. Did you hear that? Or, because I heard a noise, and I assumed it was in the game. Maybe I just heard a noise out here that you didn't even hear. And you're like looking at me like a crazy person. Oh, Coalición says that I have outpost mines activated. Do I? I don't remember doing that. Maybe I activated an outpost I already had in a previous session, and they're still paying off. Because I definitely didn't remember doing it this session. All right, I'm just gonna keep going after these plague hearts. At some point, I should have some coffee. My character's getting very tired, but I'm still kind of enjoying playing her. Like, I don't want to switch her out yet, because Medici's fun. And because I value her so much, because I've had her for so long, I'm always hesitant to play her. And so the fact that I've decided to grab her now feels like a good opportunity, and I don't want to just give her up that fast. Oh, crap. Ow, crap. I let her get tired, and she's not recovering. Fine. All I wanted was the plague heart. If I can just clear this one out. Oh, gosh. Okay. If I can just clear this one out, I'll go back to an outpost, get her a coffee, and everything will be right with the world. Is it already full? Oh, dang it. I forgot to clear it out last time. Okay, I guess I'm going back to an outpost now. I do this all the time. Like, I go back to an outpost to empty my inventory and my trunk, and I'll empty my inventory, but not my trunk. And so I'll leave with a lot less capacity than I thought I had. Okay, so Coalición is telling me that apparently it's deadly to get tired and then kick a zombie in the butt. Yeah, he still wants me to kick a zombie in the butt. I don't remember why he likes that idea. But I guess we'll find out. Well, I guess I'm glad this place has mines. Makes it easier for me to come in here and feel relatively safe. Have I mentioned how much I hate that the cursor wanders around in that UI? Because I really hate that. And I've been arguing about that for longer than the game has been out. That's okay. It's just always a lower priority than all the other problems we want to fix. All right, so we've emptied that out, and now we're going to grab an espresso. Where's the espresso? Espresso. There we go. Shots of espresso. And we'll heal a little bit, and we'll get back out there. Again, we're just riding the top of that plague meter, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. No problem. So yeah, Sinister Plague says that they'll go after a feral any day of the week as long as they don't have the Z's on their stamina. But Z's on the stamina are the worst. Yeah, because not only do they mean that you're missing some stamina, they also mean the stamina is getting worse every time you use it. And so you can kind of feel that almost. It's weird. Like, whenever I'm hitting a zombie doing things that I know use stamina, when I've got the Z's, and I know that my usage of stamina is ticking it down further, it for some reason, I somehow almost feel like I'm getting more tired as I do it. I don't know how to explain the feeling. Okay. So, got rid of that plague heart. Oh, nice bounty in there. Got everything. Oh, what? Haha. That actually would have been the best zombie to kick in the butt, and I utterly failed you, Coalición. Okay, we'll drop off some stuff. And we got that plague heart, so let's try to sneak up and kick a zombie in the butt. Oh, wait. So this one's going to see me, I think. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, hey! Okay. I don't know if I've ever successfully seen that animation before. I can see why you keep making me want to do that. Or wanting to make me do that. I shouldn't say making me want to, because I haven't done it before, so clearly I didn't want to. But, yeah, nope, that was worth it. Does that work on a feral? I assume not. Okay, I could run around stomping zombies like that all day, actually. But let's not do that. Let's get back in the car. Let's go and find some more stuff to clear out. So the Coalition says that you actually can stun lock a feral with that and kill it with enough stamina. All right. I guess we'll go down here. Just cruising around in our wizard van. And in case you missed it, by the way, the Wizard Van is not always available, but it is available for everyone if you're playing in December. So go check it out in the radio menu, call it in. I mean, it's just a normal van. There's very little special about it aside from the paint job, but I love the paint job. And it does come with a rare weapon in the back that can only be gotten that way. It's not like an overpowered weapon. It's just kind of a normal bladed weapon. But it's the only place to get that one. So if you're collecting them, you know, you'll want to get the Wizard Van so you can get that one in your collection. That actually, yeah, tripping them and then stabbing them in the head does feel particularly good. Letting them trip themselves before doing that is also fun. What's coming up on me? I also like grabbing zombies from off camera. Trying to sneak up on me, but my character can see them even if I can't. All right, are we full? We got room for one more thing. What's in this giant tank? Nothing. Nothing's in the giant tank. I guess upstairs? I'm probably going to disappoint myself by not being able to collect everything I find. Oh, nope. I can carry that because it's got its own special slot. And then what's in here? Yep. Oh, wow. I had exactly... I really enjoy having exactly the inventory slots that it takes to fully raid a building. For some reason, that just feels good to me. I don't know. All right, let's head back up this way to our beds outpost. The Coalición says that my infection meter is giving him anxiety. Yeah, that's you know, I'm not having the most exciting stream right now because mostly I'm just going around scavenging, right? Like that's not the most exciting stream to have, so I'm adding to the suspense by just keeping this full meter. So, you know, I realize this could be a lot more exciting, but wait, I've claimed this? And what? And there's like, what is going on in here? I don't remember the episode where I did this. I'm going to empty more stuff out of here than I usually do, just so I can vacuum everything up. Yeah, let's just get everything out of here except the rucksacks. Can't quite grab everything. Just because, like, basically the longer I do this, the more excited I am to make it happen more efficiently. And so I want to carry less and less in my pockets to make room to carry more and more. All right, let's drop that stuff off. I don't even know what's in there. Oh, a World War II submachine gun. Nice. Toolkit. Cool. Ah, some magic ammo, probably. This house is a bonanza house out there. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, got to drop off my rucksack. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, for a long time, State of Decay 2 had kind of a problem where just it felt like looting would get very frustrating for players because it felt like they would always loot like a house and a half and then their inventory would be full and they'd need to go home or go to an outpost. And we were like, I mean, we could give you more inventory, but then it would be 2.5 houses and it would be full and it would still be frustrating. Like we could just move around the sort of like when you hit the boundary, and it felt like it was just always going to be the same kind of frustrating no matter what we did. So we're like, okay, we could raise your inventory size. Theoretically, though, I mean, we're already using up as much space in the UI as we want to. So that would still be a challenge. But theoretically, we could give you more inventory space. We were like, is there a better way to handle this? And Brian Giammi had the idea, which I think was a really good idea, of basically centrifuging the loot houses. So that most houses actually, he reduced the amount of loot that would be in most houses so that you could empty out more houses on a given inventory before having to go home. So rather than, only being able to loot 1.5 houses, you could loot 4 houses or something like that. If you had a full inventory, I mean, if you had a big inventory and a big vehicle, you could loot like several houses. But that would, if that was all he did, it would reduce the overall amount of loot on the map, and that wouldn't be as fun. And so he basically took all the loot that you were not going to be getting from those houses and put them in different houses and piled them up to make these big bonanza houses where there was so much stuff you could not possibly put it all in one inventory. And so the idea was that when the player runs out of inventory space, instead of it being like, oh, I just got through 1.5 houses and it's really disappointing, instead it's like, I got through 4 full houses. I feel satisfied that I cleared off a certain amount of the map. Or I had to stop because I ran into a house that was so full of loot, I had to leave and come back. Both of those experiences feel good. And the old experience of every single time it would be a house and a half and you'd have to leave. That consistent bad experience wasn't going to be the most common thing. Now, it's not like we solved it 100%, right? But I do think the looting experience got better after that. And I was excited about that solution because it was such a novel solution. Usually you just think of, just raising one number or lowering one number or something to tune for an audience reaction. But Brian thought of a way that he could manipulate multiple numbers in a novel way to get a much better effect than he could have gotten from just raising a number. All right. Well, that's not a thing you can drive over. Whee! I like that in the Dread Zone I can hit a zombie now and then and it doesn't destroy my car. Oh. There go the mines again. I never actually see these mines going off. I just hear them in the background. I remember now, though, I was trying to do a bounty or something, and somebody suggested that the bounty would go better if I had the mines on. I don't remember exactly what. Maybe it was explosive deaths or something? I'm not sure. He can't come in here, can he? Ugh. Okay. Heart dissolved. Okay. Where is he? Moving around that way? All right. Well, then, we'll go this way. Where else can we go? We're so close to having this job done. Let's go here. Clean up whatever's in there, and then we'll hit that one on the west end before we go home. Coalición asks, why could Juggernauts in State of Decay 1 enter buildings, and the ones in State of Decay 2 can't? So I don't have a solid answer for that because moment-to-moment gameplay and the behavior of enemies was not my area, and so there's probably anecdotes about that other people know that I don't know. I've got a couple of guesses, though. One of them is that... Hold on. One of them is I think our Juggernauts in State of Decay 2 might actually be slightly larger. And so I think they might actually have a harder time legitimately fitting into buildings than State of Decay 1 Juggernauts did. Theory 2. In State of Decay 2, we were trying to make the world look more high fidelity, make it feel a little bit more real. And one part of that is making sure that characters don't, like, clip into things and do stuff that they couldn't do in real life. And so if the State of Decay 1 Juggernaut managed to get into buildings specifically by clipping into stuff, we would have not let it do that in State of Decay 2. We would have, basically janky-looking things. I mean, as janky as State of Decay 2 actually is, it's way less janky than State of Decay 1, and that was intentional. State of Decay 1, we forgave a lot of jank because, it was, and I say we, it was like, I wasn't on the team at the time, but the team was very small. It was like less than 24 people making an open world game, which was crazy. And they were going to sell it on, Xbox Live Arcade, which was the thing. It's like, downloadable games were like a second-class citizen kind of game. Here, let's head back here. And so they had this small team building this huge game, and it had to be fairly low budget because it felt it would like it was going to be pretty limited, like how much money it could make back. And so at some point you kind of had to be like, well, we're not going to solve all of the little, weird visual bugs and stuff. Like, there's going to be stuff we ship that doesn't look perfect, and there's not a lot we can do about that. I don't remember where this place is. Okay. And so things like a Juggernaut entering a building and looking weird clipping through the doorway and like marching around on top of the furniture and getting his knees cut up on stuff, like that kind of thing was more okay in State of Decay 1 than it was in State of Decay 2. And State of Decay 2 was also done by a smaller than usual team for the era and the genre, and it also had to forgive a certain amount of jank, but it did better than State of Decay 1 because, like we were sort of like climbing the budgetary scale and had more time and money to try to get more things right. And I hope that, the next step we take will be even better. We're just always trying to make that stuff better. But yeah, so I could, that's my guess about why, these games would be different that way. But I genuinely I don't remember if there was more to it than that, because I either never knew or I knew briefly and it wasn't important to my job, and so I forgot. Whew. All right. So I wanted, because those zombies were dropping so much booze, I actually kind of wanted, because I'm going to forget. Like, next session, I'm not going to remember that a bunch of booze was dropped around this area. So I'm going to go back and try to grab it, and then we'll hit up the last play card. And I've been streaming for an hour now, so I really should end this episode soon. But, I kind of like ending on like clean successes or, you know, completing a job or something like that. And so since I set my goal, I mean, my initial goal was kill two plague hearts with close combat, and I thought that was going to be a little harder than it was. And but with La Coalición's advice, it was much easier than I expected. And so we got that done. I'm like, well, now what are we going to do? So I was like, oh yeah, let's clean out all of these plague hearts. And yeah, once I clean out the last one, that'll feel like a nice ending, a nice conclusion. So we'll do that. We'll wrap up this last one. We'll go home, and everything will be done. So Sinister Flank says, honestly, I watch a lot of State of Decay 2 streaming, and while some of the jank that happens may frustrate people in the moment, every single streamer I've seen play this game loves it. So I think that the thing about jank, because people will sometimes marvel that a game that's got janky stuff in it will still be beloved, while another game with much more minor jank will get ripped to shreds over that jank. And people are like, what? Well, why? You know, and for me, in my mind, I think that what it comes down to is whether the game has found its audience. Like, if you make a game that is not very unique, it's like a lot of other games, and the audience for that game has already got games that are very, you know, slickly made, that hit dead center on the fantasy they're trying to fulfill, and you make a game that's in that genre too, and it's a little janky, people will be like, why would I play this? I already have a perfect game that does the same thing, you know, and so they won't give it a lot of space. But if you're making a game that isn't very much like other games, that has an audience that is underserved, and they're like just grateful to have a game that is doing what they want it to do, then they'll take almost any amount of jank in order to fulfill that fantasy, to be able to play in this way that nothing else lets them play. Wait, why can't I? Oh, I can interact with it barely. Feels like I've got some jank here. Okay, there we go. Dissolve that. Let's see how much I can grab before I have to get out of here. But yeah, so I think that's one reason why, like, there are a lot of people who just bounced off State of Decay 2 because of the jank. You know, they're like, you know, and there are people who are not dead center in our audience, people who could enjoy the game if it was slicker, but who, you know, they don't feel like, oh, I've been spending my whole life waiting for a game like this. Like, they're not in that category, right? And so, like, for those people, yeah, the jank was too much. But for the people who've been looking for a game like this, who are just really glad, like, and I count myself among that number. Like, you know, I didn't work on the original State of Decay 1, and when I played it, I was like, I've been waiting for this game my whole life. And so for me, yeah, there was jank, but I just didn't care. Because I was like, you know, like, this game is, I mean, yeah, I would love it if there was less, but also, that's not a requirement for me to love the game. And so, yeah, so I think, you know, I think we are very lucky to have hit on a sort of a certain combination of features and like a player fantasy that's rare, that most people have not, you know, fulfilled, so that, you know, our game, which had a small team and a low budget and ended up shipping with lots of jank, could still find an audience that loved it. But as time goes on, that becomes less true. There are other games now that are a little bit, I mean, I don't think, no game has gone for the exact formula of State of Decay 2, but there are a lot of games since you know, State of Decay, the first State of Decay came out, who have sort of leaned in similar directions. And so this fantasy that players play in our game it's not as rare as it used to be. And so I think the standard, and also people have already played State of Decay 1 and State of Decay 2. They don't need another one necessarily. And so as we're working on the sequel, it's like we're really aware of the fact that we can't just make another game with the exact same problems, you know, because people have already played that game. They've already, you know, they've already played the game. They were grateful for that game. But if we're going to make another one, you know, like we're now entering a crowded field. Even if the field is mostly just crowded by us in our past work, it's still a more crowded field. And that means that the standard is going to be higher. And so we have to try to meet that standard. And so, you know, luckily, I mean, I said, like, nobody's done exactly what we're doing yet. And so there's still room for us to sort of be special just with the nature of the game that we're making. But it's not infinite room. And you know, and there are definitely enough survival games out there these days that you know, and community building games and games with procedural characters and apocalyptic games. Like, there's a lot of other games that share things in common with ours, and so we can feel that sort of, you know, that tightening genre, and that, like, you know, there's more, it's more crowded, we're more shoulder to shoulder with other people now, and so now we have to do more in order to stand out in the crowd. So that's what we're trying to do. We'll see how it goes. Oh, okay, so let's have a look. We have cleaned out all the dead plague hearts on the map. We've still got 4 plague hearts left, but this team, as a general rule, only likes to clear out plague hearts in exchange for bounties. And so they're going to be waiting. This is sort of like that Cobra problem. I don't remember what country it was in, and it might be apocryphal. I'm not sure how true the story is. But there was a story where there was a like, I think it was some kind of colonial place that was beset with cobras, and like the colonial government was like, we'll pay you for any cobra that you bring in dead. And so people started like farming cobras and breeding cobras so that they could bring in piles of dead cobras in order to collect the money. And then when they stopped the policy, everyone released all of their farms full of cobras. And so at the end of the policy, there were more cobras than there were before the policy. And it's a classic example of something backfiring. And I think there's a similar story in a different place with rats, and that's kind of funny. And I forgot why I was bringing that up. Anyway, okay, so Coalición is going to try to get me to use a smoke bomb and an echo mamba to take down a plague heart in the lethal zone. That's not crazy. Do you think I should try to do that with the black heart? I don't think I should try to do that with the black heart. But I've got a few more plague hearts left in my in my lethal community. So maybe we can give that a try next time. Wait, he says only with 10 smokes? What are you talking about? And 3 mambas? Wait, how many of these do I need to go through? Or are you saying 10 smokes to fight the black heart? It would take 10 smokes and I would go through multiple swords before the thing is actually dead? Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe I won't do that then. Maybe you and I are going to have to, I would love to get you and Ranithcord and other experts' advice on how I should tackle the Black Heart before I try to tackle it. Because I should plan ahead and prepare, because, like, really, what the Black Heart has the potential to become a 3-episode slog of me having no idea what I'm doing. And so I should definitely put some preparation into fighting this thing and go in there with maximum opportunity to do well. Okay, so yeah, actually one thing I'm going to need to look up is what that particular black heart is vulnerable to, because I forgot that the black hearts have different immunities and vulnerabilities, and I'm not actually sure. I haven't done the research on my black heart in my lethal zone community. So maybe, I'll try to get some good sleep this week, and maybe next week we'll actually be ready to tackle that. But for right now, I think it's time to get out of here. Thank you so much, Sinister Plank, for joining us, because I love meeting new people, and I love it when people who have been watching my YouTube videos come and join me live on Twitch and talk with me, because I like you folks and it's fun. So that's a challenge for you out there on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch, I guess.